In case you missed it, Argentina has a new president. A land where inflation skyrockets faster than a caffeine-powered kangaroo, and political promises are as stable as a Jenga tower in an earthquake. A country that has been on a financial roller coaster that has just taken a new sharp turn with the election of a man who makes Donald Trump look modest. Today we're going to talk about the wild, wacky new head honcho of Argentina, Javier Milei. He's a character. Social media is loving him, hating him, and memeing him. And many of us don't know what to think. Let's dive in. I'd like to start off with discussing the recent history of Argentina and the state of things going into the election. Imagine a country where inflation runs wilder than a teenager with their first credit card, and the economy is more battered than Rocky after 12 rounds with Ivan Drago. Welcome to Argentina, a land where the peso's value drops faster than my willpower at Krispy Kreme. For years, Argentina has been playing a not-so-fun game of economic Jenga. Each block pulled out, be it debt, financial mismanagement, or currency volatility, brought the tower closer to collapse. The pandemic, that was just the kid who came along and sneezed on the whole thing. The economy shrank nearly 10%, and the international image of the Argentine peso became less valuable currency and more monopoly money. And then there's inflation. Argentina's inflation rate didn't just inch up, it took a rocket ship to the moon, hitting a mind-boggling 143% per annum. You know things are bad when your morning coffee costs more by the time you finish drinking it. Cost of living in Argentina has soared of recent like an eagle, but unfortunately, wages prefer to mimic a penguin. And as if that isn't enough, the country's been facing a reckoning with the IMF over a cool $45 billion in debts. The government's response? Picture a firefighter trying to douse a blaze with a teacup. The recent governments have tried price controls, tax hikes, and budget cuts, the financial equivalent of rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. Businesses have become less and less optimistic, and the people have become less and less hopeful. This brings us to the 2023 election, where Argentina's economic despair has set the perfect scene for a maverick like Milei to waltz onto center stage, chainsaw in hand, ready to take a swing at the status quo. And his ideas were drastic. Some of his more radical ideas included to legalize sale of organs, privatize schools and roads, end the right to unionize, end carbon taxes, embrace Austrian economics, ban abortion from conception, and defund all government ministries.
Turismo y deporte, afuera. Ministerio de Cultura, afuera. Ministerio de Ambiente y Desarrollo Sostenible, afuera.
In case you don't get the picture, he really hates the left.
Al zurdo de mierda no le podés dar ni un milímetro.
Pero ¿me podés definir zurdo de mierda que no
Todos
lo
los que,
entiendo?
digamos, los colectivistas, los que ponen, digamos, o sea, esa idea... A ver,
¿Por qué le pones de mierda, digamos?
Porque son una mierda.
And his persona took off. He didn't just win the election, he won it in a convincing fashion, being named the president of Argentina after winning the most votes in the history of Argentina. The self-described anarcho-capitalist won 55.7% of the votes against economy minister Sergio Massa, who finished with just 44.3% of the votes. And the reactions on the internet, as one would assume, have the anti-wokesters celebrating. Most of them believe that we finally have some common sense and power, and that the woke mind virus is the root of all evil. The left is obviously furious with his policies. Chief among them is his pro-Israel stance. Many people are making the obvious comparison to Trump, forgetting that Trump increased the deficit every year during his reign. Something that Javier is apparently against. For example, one meme being circulated everywhere on the internet is a picture highlighting one of his famous quotes, where he says, "If printing money would end poverty, then printing diplomas would end stupidity." Like I said, he's a quirky guy. His life story reads like a script from a Hollywood blockbuster. Bullied as a kid, estranged from his parents, and now president of a country in deep despair with over half of a nation's voters finding hope in his leadership. And that hope will need to come from his spiritual advisor. No, not a seasoned political strategist, but the spirit of his dead dog, Conan. Yep, Milei engages in telepathy with Conan for political advice. It's like The Sixth Sense meets House of Cards. I don't know. Maybe a leader consulting his celestial canine might just be the secret Argentina didn't know it needed. Or maybe not. A self-proclaimed tantric sex coach discussing things like not ejaculating as part of a 3-month challenge. He's called Pope Francis a communist turd and gets fired up over things like political correctness. Like I said, he's got some quirks. So let's wrap it up. Javier Milei is the kind of politician who gets elected when the people have had enough of the status quo politicians. Michael Moore famously predicted that Donald Trump would get elected in 2016 against all odds, because he thought there were enough Americans who wanted to throw a Molotov cocktail at the political system. And that's exactly what Javier represents. For investors, it's intriguing. It could bring low tax rates, a stable currency, and a pro-business focus that gets mining investors all fired up. But Argentina's problems won't just go away in a matter of weeks or months. There's a long haul here to fix the economy, and whether Javier is actually fit to lead the country out of their despair seems unlikely. But it's definitely got the world's attention. Now look, if you asked me, and nobody did, I'm just an idiot with a YouTube channel, but I believe that all politicians are the same. They say what they think people want to hear to get elected, and they ultimately just do whatever they have to line their inner circle's pockets. Time will tell if Javier is any different, but I'm not going to hold my breath. That being said, I'm going to grab my popcorn, enjoy the show, and watch closely as an investor in mining stocks to see if Javier brings some great opportunities for Canadian junior mining investors. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Also, let me know what you think in the comment section. So guys, we just recently launched this channel and we noticed that 99.9% of our viewers are not subscribed. So if you enjoyed this video, we need your help in growing this channel. By subscribing, that would help us keep the lights on and make sure that our crews have jobs in these uncertain times. So please hit that subscribe button, and we promise to make more quality videos that I'm sure you're going to love.